So we're now ready to do the media process. It's a two-stage process. The first stage is to render the biometric scanner project into a movie. If it does well there, then we go and do the game anime. So the first thing to do is look at these monitors. The first one is my executive dashboard, and I'm looking here for any bottlenecks that occurred and what caused it, what was loaded on the CPU at the time, and how much work is on the CPU across all the threads. This is the MovieStudio process space itself, and I'm using this to see what kind of resources are being consumed while it's doing the rendering. And then I'll be looking and comparing that with the resources consumed by the platform as a whole. And the idea is take away the resources consumed by these monitoring apps so I can see accurately what's going on with this, the star of the show, MovieStudio. So let's start the media process. Now the first thing I do like is the fact that you are given these choices. The second thing I like is when you pick MPEG-4, you've got a load of presets which you could use, but you can tweak them, and invariably you need to. The thing that I will pay attention to is the fact that the encoder is from main concept, and it's quite important. Now this is the actual dialogue. Now you can tweak this and also give it your own name so you can save your own presets. Now the first thing you will be doing is changing the video. You may want to change the frame rate, but invariably your tweaks will be around here, which is the bit rate, bits per second, which essentially is the data rate, and also determines in part the quality of your product. Now because I've got a NVIDIA, I want to use the CUDA. It doesn't say use the HD 4000, so I'm going to use the hardware accelerator. I'm checking and it says it's detected it, so great. I'm now want to see this really make use of the CUDA. So before I actually hit the render button, I need to have the GPU ready because this is going to go so fast I wouldn't have time to do what you just see me do here. So we can see here that the GPU is consumed, and 87% is not bad, and if you look at the CPU, it's reasonably balanced across the logical thread, so that's also good. But this spike, I wouldn't really be too concerned about that. It's obviously doing some work there which didn't require the GPU. But the thing of real concern is that it took 26 seconds. Now when you compare that to the reference application, which is Movie Edit Pro 2014, which did this in 21 seconds without any hardware acceleration, there's something wrong here, something wrong indeed. So even with that slight concern, I decided to press ahead and render on with the game anime. Now, given that the project game anime is a lot bigger than a biometric scanner, you're given more time. When you initially start the process, you don't really use the resources well because I suspect the application is trying to initialize the workload. But I am amazed at this stage of the process or rendering, the GPU usage is so low. Now, it could be that there's no advantage in using the GPU here, or it could be that the libraries are not good enough, or it could be that Sony developers weren't good enough to make use of the CUDA. I do not know. But the CPU here, the GPU here is showing 82%. The CPUs are not high, and we're only 15 seconds in. But as the rendering progressed, I got more and more concerned because it just kept saying it's going to take longer and longer. And this became ridiculous because this is 9 hours in. I decided to call it a day. I analyzed the biometric scanner and knew already before I did the rendering of the game anime, it didn't look good. Now the container pass is a good sign, which is what I would like, but no HRD data is concerning to me because I don't know how well this is actually going to be played back, because I don't know if it overflowed or underflowed on the buffers, and that's bad for a professional organization. Now I did get in touch with technical support. To be professional, I'm just going to say that what those guys are flagging is how I felt in the end. They had a video, I showed them their application not performing well, I did a comparison, and all they wanted to do was test my machine. How bad is that?